So I hear you need some help adding vectors. Well, here you go. I'm going to show you how to do vector calculations with GlowScript. So GlowScript is an online tool. It's at glowscript.org, and it does a lot of cool things. It's essentially like Vpython online. But you don't have to do it that way. You can just use it as a vector calculator. So let's just start off simple. I'm going to write a vector. A equals vec 1, 0, 2, 3. There's my vector. Okay. And now I'm going to say print A. Now I'm going to run this, which, see, there's a run thing up there. But I hit it so it wouldn't take up space. Run. Oops. Okay. And there you go. There's my vector A. Printed it out. Everything's cool, right? But not very useful. Okay, so what could we do? What do you want to do with a vector? Okay, let's first find the magnitude of this vector. When I have a vector like that, I can do print a dot x. That's the x coordinate of this vector. Let's run that. 1, see? That's exactly what it was. I can do a dot y, I can do a dot z. So let's call a mag, the magnitude of a. It's going to be equal to the square root of a dot x squared. Oops. Remember, squared in Python is star star. Why? I don't know. Okay. Plus a dot y squared plus a dot z squared. Square root of the whole thing. And then I'm going to print it. And you need to do that. Okay. Run it. That's the magnitude of that vector. I assume it's correct. I'm almost positive it is. So I could also find the unit vector in the direction of A. Let's call that A hat. And that's going to be equal to the vector A divided by A mag. Right? That's the definition of the unit vector, is the vector itself divided by the magnitude of that vector. Now, you can divide a vector. This is vector A divided by a magnitude. It will work, right? As long as that's a scalar, which this is a scalar, so it should work. Now let's print it out, A hat, and see what happens. Boom. Pretty cool, huh? I assume that's a vector. That's a unit. Well, let's just, okay. But if you've used this before, you know that I'm completely off my rocker because there's an easier way to do this. Watch this. Print mag A. Print norm A. So there's the magnitude of A, that's what we had before, and here's the unit vector. It's the same thing as the way we did it manually. So GlowScript has these two functions, mag and norm, built in. When you put a vector in there, it takes the magnitude of that vector. When you put a vector in A, norm A, it gives you the unit vector in the same direction. Let's just try something here. B equals 34. What if I do print mag B? Yeah, that's not going to work because magnitude of B expects a vector, and I gave it a scalar, and that's not cool. Okay, so it didn't work. Okay, well, what else can we do? What about this? B equals vec, you have to say vec, negative 3.4, 5.2, 1.8. Now, print A plus B. That's A plus B. Pretty cool, huh? What about, let's get rid of all this stuff. What about, let me do something else. Let's say B equals 34, C equals negative 11. And now what if I do print B times A, the constant B, lowercase, plus C times B. You can multiply a scalar times a vector, and it will do that. And I assume that's the correct answer right there. Not really going to check. Okay, here's something that you may do. What if I have an object moving and starts at position 1 and ends at position 2 and want to find the displacement? Okay, so I'll say R1 equals vec. Let's say it starts at 1.20 and then negative 0.5. And it ends up at R2 equals vec. 4.1, negative 1.10. Now I can say dr, or delta r if you want to write it out, whatever. It's going to be r2 minus r1. Print delta r. Boom. There you can see you're like doing your physics homework right away. Now you should know how to do this normally. Okay, but this is a way to check and stuff. Okay, let's take it even further. Let's say dt equals 0.1. That's how long it took to move there. Vav, average velocity, is delta r divided by delta, or dt. Print Vav. There you go. It doesn't give you the units. That's your job. But you can see how this works. We can do basic vector calculations. You can do cross product. You can do dot product in here also. I'll save that for a later time. But this is a great web-based calculator for vectors. And now you have power. Later.